Hello, my people. Good day, and wherever you are. Continent currency. Thank every single person that may watch this video. First was happening. My mom's $10 to $10 billion. It looks like today, 10 for some in the top 10 already. You discover that everyone except Stellar is, sitting pretty green, but not really much gain. Was just what the scenario is. And most of them are just between 0.6, 0.7, 0.3, or the highest, in the top 10, is actually Bitcoin Cash, which is actually sitting at 2.42%. So that is the one that is actually doing so very well as at the moment, the way that I see it from where I am seated this evening. However, this does not tell much story, but one of the story that I can actually find here is that 24-hour volume at $9 billion. Not really impressive. Most of the time we were doing a 14 billion, dollars and that and all that. But Bitcoin sitting at pretty over just $3.2 billion, 24 hours volume, not much trading. Most of the time I discovered that we were the minimum was actually $4 billion, but as it stands, of course, we're having a different system, in terms of what is going on today. So my point really is that I just want to really just discuss briefly, and then of course share with you what may see from where I'm seeing is real momentum. Momentum. That's what I see here. Because let's go first of all the daily chart. The daily chart, to see what is happening. So I was talking about something very interesting. I said, the way I see it, that it was going to foresee some activity in terms of Bitcoin, in terms of, not really a big bullish breakout, but from where I see it, something really interesting. And over the next 2-3 days, it's going to be something that we should really, really take a look at. And so when this candle began to form yesterday, I knew quite well on the daily chart, actually, I knew quite well that we are beginning to have some movement to the upside. So what are those likely things that we can actually just take a look at? Number one, I'm not your financial advisor. Do your due diligence, get more information, and below that, more you take a decision in terms of what I say. So don't hold me to ransom. Now we're looking at the Coinbase chart. The Coinbase chart, of course, it doesn't trade, with the USDT, of course. So it's sitting at $6,437 as it is this evening. Switch over to, of course, chart, that has to do with exchanges that is, trading with the USD Tether. Of course, that you'll be looking at $6,632 or there, about the difference of about $200. So what are those things that I take a look at? Now, one of the things that I can see here from where I'm seated here is this. I'm beginning of the third wave, the beginning of the third wave. Of course, this may be the beginning of the third wave. Now, there are two things that I'm actually saying. I don't believe it's going to come down this way. Rather, it's jump this way. It's going to move to the other side this way, all right? That is based on what I see here. That is because it's kind of like not moving at a faster rate. Most people will think, most people have actually watched videos on YouTube will always say that what they feel is that it's going to break out one time. I don't believe so. This has happened several times. I discovered that most of the time Bitcoin will begin to kind of like gaining momentum, like in a plane or a jet that is about to take off. Kind of like warming its engine, breaks to the upside. When this candle began to form, I posted or not also on YouTube. And of course, we had that to happen. So, but I'm saying here as well is that this may be the part I'd like to explain over this week is going to be really an interesting week. The candles that will form to tell a story of what is about to take place. But overall, when I look at the market, one of the things that saddens me is the low volume. The low volume. The volume is kind of like not really impressive. I don't really find it. But one of the things I will also need to take a look at is that looking at the MACD, one of the things I discover is that it's beginning to form and it's beginning an ascent, trying to climb. Of course, that is what we'll find here. Also, still the bend, and of course, come down, and then we'll see something different. But hey, who knows? When SI, the RSI tells also a story of we are having movement to the upper side, to the north side, right? This is something that we need to take cognizance. We need to take cognizance of. We are going to look at this diagram very well. Is that we are looking at higher lows. All right, you can see higher lows at this point in time. So in fact, it's time for a lot of people to really get gradually and know what to do. Unfortunately, the low volumes may be attributed to the fact that a lot of people are really getting, losing interest in what is happening with BTC. They don't want really, come into the market because of the scenario, the situation what happened in 2017. But can I tell you this? 2009 something very big in terms of what is going to happen with Bitcoin. But another thing also I want us to take a look at is that we have been having, like I said, higher lows. If you look at the lowest point that we got all through this point in time, and of course since then it's been a movement to this area. So this may be a support. This may be a new support that we're developing here. It may be a support because this support has not been broken down. Of course, the 14th of August any longer. And so if that is the case, that this is a support, that is interesting for us to take a look at. And of course, we'll be having Bitcoin breaking to the upside. And of course, that may be, in terms of what is happening concerning Bitcoin. So take a look at that. And what interests us to note is that if we look at this, it tells you that month of November, we may be having a good story, a better story in terms of what we're going to be telling in terms of Bitcoin. So we need to keep our eye on what is happening in the market, and of course, find a way to get involved in the market. I'm just discovering concerning Bitcoin and of course other cryptocurrencies is that the volume has been low. Of course, the trading in terms of profits are made is also low. Not kind of like a lot of impressive positivity and all that. But I'm hoping that over the next few days, between tomorrow and the day after, of course, we should have some positive news to really talk about. So I just want to really just share those brief, of course, with everyone. Just what is going on in the market, and I will be here 2 days from now, and we will be talking even some more. So that will be it for tonight. And then, of course, I congratulate everyone that has just joined me, and hoping that we will also talk, a few days from now, and of course, talk more concerning what the market may be telling us. So be blessed, or stay positive. I will be seeing you guys perhaps tomorrow or the day after. Goodbye, and have a wonderful night rest across the length and breadth of our continent, Africa.